Welcome back to Musicologist. In our ongoing analysis of Eliyah Mensah's album Crown for Victory, we now turn to track 2, The Voice of Victory. Today we're going to explore how this piece constructs its immense authority, not through dynamic force, but through an incredible act of compositional restraint.
Now, if you're coming directly from the album's opener, the shift is immediate. The track initiates a deliberate dynamic contraction. It pulls back from the rhythmic drive we just heard and instead shifts its focus, its entire center of gravity, to harmonic authority. Let's dig into how it achieves that.
So, our central thesis for this analysis is this. The track's power doesn't come from getting louder or faster. Instead, its authority is meticulously built through control, through structural reinforcement, and a kind of compositional patience.
All right, here's our roadmap. We'll start with the introduction, which acts as a textural reset. Then, we'll look at the harmonic stability in the first verse and chorus, followed by the structural reinforcement in the second cycle. After that, we'll analyze the rhythmic cadence of the bridge, and finally, we'll wrap up with the track's controlled resolution.
Okay, first, that introduction. Think of it as a reset button for the listener. After the dense opening of the album, this track immediately commands a different kind of attention. It essentially recalibrates your ear, shifting you from feeling the rhythm to actively listening to the texture.
When God speaks, the storm is silenced. When His voice thunders, every chain must break. Listen.
Listen, this is the voice of victory.
The track doesn't open with melody or a beat, but with spoken word. This is a crucial framing device. It tells us from the outset that the composition's primary theme and musical premise will be centered on the voice itself.
Let's deconstruct this sonic palette. We have the spoken word delivery, sustained long notes from the strings, and just a few sparse piano chords. What this does is create a significant amount of space. And that near silence isn't just empty air. It's an active component, building anticipation. The musical function here is clear, to establish a composition that demands to be listened to, not just heard.
So from that very focused opening, how does the piece begin to build? Well, the first verse and chorus are all about establishing a foundation of unshakable harmonic stability.
When the night surrounds me and the shadows rise in fear, I will trust your promise, for I know that you are near.
Your whisper calms the ocean. Your word restores my soul. Every battle's ended when your voice takes control.
And to really get at this, we have to talk about something called harmonic pacing. That's just the rate at which the chords change. Here, the changes are deliberately slow. There's no harmonic drama or rushing. This slow evolution of harmony creates a sense of profound patience and confidence. The music isn't trying to surprise you, it's trying to reassure you.
And you can see a very clear logic when you compare the verse and the chorus. The verse is a declaration, dominated by the lead vocal with very light orchestration. But the chorus isn't an explosion, it's a confirmation. The choir enters, thickening the texture, the harmony widens, and its function becomes an anchor for the idea stated in the verse.
The voice of victory, speaking freedom over me. The voice of victory declares my destiny. No power can silence
the word of the King.
the voice of victory.
Forever I will sing.
The voice of victory. Forever I will sing.
Eliyah Mensah's vocal performance is key to this. He stays mainly in a mid to low tenor register, and his vibrato is incredibly controlled. The phrasing itself prioritizes the clarity of the lyrical statement over any kind of melodic ornamentation. It's a very direct and measured delivery.
Mountains bow before you, giants tremble at your name. Chains are breaking at the sound of heaven's flame.
Your spirit leads me onward. Your song has made me free. Ooh, I'm living in the triumph of your authority.
Now, when we arrive at the second verse and chorus, the composition isn't interested in introducing a new idea. It's actually doing the opposite. It's all about structural reinforcement, doubling down on the foundation it's already built, but with increasing density.
The voice of victory.
Oh, speaking freedom,
Freedom over me.
love
The voice of victory
declares my destiny.
declares my destiny.
No
No
power,
power can silence
the word of the King.
the voice of
Forever I will sing.
the voice of victory. Forever I will sing.
And a choir's role here is absolutely central. It's not just ornamental background harmony. You should think of it as sonic architecture. It's building a structure around the lead vocal, providing a sense of consensus and validation for the statement being made.
You can actually see this transfer of weight in the vocal density. In that first verse, the lead vocal carries about 80% of the presence. But by the time we hit the second chorus, the roles have flipped. The choir now accounts for 60% of the vocal weight. It's a gradual, controlled handover of sonic authority.
The bridge marks a slight shift in strategy. Up to this point, the track has built its authority almost entirely on harmonic and textural stability. Here, it finally introduces a more assertive rhythmic element, but it does so without sacrificing that core principle of control.
All right, when he speaks,
Chains must fall.
when he speaks,
Peace for all.
when he speaks,
Walls come down.
when he speaks.
Victory now.
It achieves this through a very traditional call and response structure. The lead vocal offers the call, and the choir delivers a short, rhythmically emphatic response. This creates a powerful rhythmic cadence without altering the tempo or the underlying harmony. It's a burst of energy, but a very disciplined one.
We can analyze this preacher-like cadence as a form of musical rhetoric. If you were to remove the lyrics entirely, the structure itself, the phrasing, the cadence, the repetition, is making a persuasive statement. The form is arguing for certainty, completely independent of the words being sung. So what is the destination for all this restraint? The final chorus and outro provide a controlled resolution, bringing the track's thesis to a close while also clarifying its specific role within the larger architecture of the album.
Voice of victory. Speaking freedom over me. The voice of victory declares my destiny. No power can silence
The word of the King.
the voice of victory.
Forever I will sing.
Voice of victory. Forever I will sing.
Forever I will sing.
Forever I will sing. The voice of victory.
You can see the track's entire dynamic journey here. It follows this very deliberate contour, from a low-energy intro, building to a moderate and sustained plateau in the middle. But the crucial part is the end. There's no final climactic push. Instead, it resolves through a gentle decay, returning to that initial state of quiet.
And that reveals its function within the album. This track serves as a grounding moment, a structural hinge. It deliberately lowers the album's energy to recalibrate the listener's focus, preparing them for the return to rhythmic intensity in the tracks that are to come.
And this brings us back to our central thesis, now confirmed. The authority in the voice of victory is established not through dynamic escalation, but through the certainty of its repetition, its unwavering harmonic patience, and its dense, supportive textual foundation.
Our track-by-track analysis of Crowned for Victory will continue, as there is still much more of its architecture to examine.
For those interested in this level of analysis, we invite you to subscribe to Musicologist.
To fully appreciate its function, we of course encourage listening to the album in its entirety. And finally, you can support the artist's work by purchasing the album directly on Bandcamp.